just to bring it back to the whole dating or who should pay topic, it's also a holdover from decades past where, women were not participating in the workforce at the same level as men. They were not earning as much as men. That's gone now. Mm-hmm. So you have, for example, and actually Yesenia, right? Mm-hmm. I recall something in your pre-show notes. In fact, I can pull it up. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's Yesenia. You said that just the whole not enough manly men and 50-50 mentality, I believe in the 100-100 mentality. He 100% works and I 100% don't. You want to be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home wife / mom and cook and clean. And I think did you have anything in here about, I think it's sad and hard. I personally like the idea of, no, that's something else. But I assume you want a guy to pay for the first date, correct?
Yeah.
But you're a travel nurse, correct? Mm-hmm. You make over 6 figures a year, correct? Most travel nurses make over 6 figures a year.
I haven't done my taxes yet, but I don't know if I would hit that right now.
Are you an RN?
Because I just started.
Are you an RN?
So I've been doing it for almost 6 months.
Just started. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, if you were to extrapolate your earnings for, you've been doing travel nursing for 6 months?
Yes.
If you were to extrapolate that out to a year, do you think it would be over 6 figures?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the whole who should pay thing, it stems from women weren't really participating in the workforce and really making money, but that's gone now. Like you make 6 figures a year. You can probably pay for the first date.
She needs to make sure she's not going to be supporting some rando dude.
I make over 6 figures a year as well, and I think that it's more the gesture of the intention behind paying. It's not the incapability. It's measuring where do we align in our values and what does our future look like together collectively. I agree with what you're saying, and I think that feminism has single-handedly destroyed the family unit in America, modern feminism.
Agreed.
And so, but that being said, the women that are traditional, the same way that you have articulated that if you've vetted a woman and asked her on a date that you anticipate to pay for that date, it would be reciprocated the other way around, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It would be mutually reciprocated. I think Q got it. You understood what I said. It would be reciprocated that if you had asked someone on a date and you vetted them with what you know about them thus far, your values align with what you know about them so far, then we're assuming you're going to pay for the date. Does that mean that it is not courteous of her or to offer to pay? Is that what you're saying? Or to not offer to pay rather?
No, I don't have an issue with her offering. I don't have an issue with her offering. And if she's in fact a traditional woman and I've pre-vetted her, as is something I do now, it's not something I always employed, then absolutely yes, I'm going to pay for the date.
So you want a traditional woman, just to be clear?
Yes.
Would you be offended if a woman offered?
Hold on. I'll get to you in just a sec. So 5 minutes ago, I requested that you scoot your microphone to the edge of the table.
I'm sorry.
Please. I don't know if we need to super glue that motherfucker
really,
down.
Really tight squeeze. If they can scoot over a little bit.
No, they're good where they are. You're fine.
Okay, sorry.
I don't see how that's at all related to the microphone. So please scoot it to the very edge of the table. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
So if you were on a date with a woman, let's say it was a traditional woman who you had vetted, would you at all feel offended if come bill time she went out and put her card down, or would that be like oh, sweet?
I wouldn't be offended. So long as she didn't view it in like, she's like, yo, what the fuck? But I like it when girls simp. You want to pay for everything? Okay.
I find
simp in other ways.
I find with my life, like I grew up very poor, and I'm grateful to be where I am today. But when I first started dating, like the amount of times that it would be like both of us trying to like get the money for it, or eventually I too, like I've been in relationships where I've far exceeded the wages that the person I was with had, and I've been where it's been pretty equal, and also where I've been below. And so I find that when it comes to paying for a first date, I just have a really different attitude when it comes to money. Mm-hmm. And I think it's interesting because it's something I hear on this show a lot. And it's interesting to hear people's conversations saying, automatically the man has to pay. And it's like, well, what if you're with a man who can't afford it? Or what if you want to help out at one point or another? What if that's your setup?
It depends on if he's a good guy.
He should be focused on what?
His career then.
Yeah, dude,
not
seriously.
Dating.
And I get where you're coming from being like, I get that. it's like I think like an old tape. For me, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, like an old tape. Okay, he's acting like I'm like I have no idea, but like I get that, like the first part that you said, why, but I think it just depends on what you just said. Like he should be working on his career, but that's if you're okay with working and him being the stay-at-home dad. I wouldn't be.
No.
So
Right?
just on that same note, though, you know, you had said previously how you didn't have a job. You're a full-time student. You just got out of a relationship.
Mr. Evans donated $101.
Thank you, Mr.
Love
Evans.
this show. It has strengthened my relationship with God and with my wife, seeing how
look
lucky
at
I
that.
am to not be in this modern dating
See, you're
market.
doing God's work.
Very
Keep
lucky.
up the good work.
Very lucky.
Capitalize God's name.
Hey, Mr. Okay, Mr. Evans, thank you, man. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Mr. Evans.
It's deemed
Yeah,
disrespectful.
dude, the current dating marketplace is it's a nightmare, guys.
Can
I actually get a lot of
That's why I'm so
messages like
lucky.
that of guys who are married or been in relationships for a long time. And from both women and men, I hear from them and they say, wow, I feel really lucky, glad to not be out there in the dating marketplace right now.
Who's this?
So,
Married man.
Can I clarify
Nope. Yeah, go
a
ahead.
little bit about why I would say he needs to pay first?
Mm-hmm.
So I do travel nursing right now, but I don't, in the next month or two, I don't plan on doing it.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was for a certain season so that I can get into like the financial position so I don't burden my husband when I do marry him.
sure.
And also I don't date, so I don't go on like random dates. I do more of like courtship. So for me, it's to see if the man is like can provide for a family. As you know, one day I want to stay home with kids, raise
Period.
them, homeschool, things
Makes
like that.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's my. So yeah, it's more of a traditional.
And
Yeah.
that's why I would say I'm traditional because we both agree with her, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, we both agree with her, so that's why we put traditional. But whatever.
But I also don't work, so I just kind of.
Wait, but so I want to
have
go
a
back to
idea.
something that you said. I think it was in response to her. You said that, well, if he's not making X amount of money, then he should, or I don't know exactly how you framed it.
I think you
just said get
said-
your bread up.
I just meant that if he is not financially ready to be taking women on dates, why are you getting yourself into the position to be
But
taking
I have a
women on
question for you.
dates?
So you're 18, right?
Yes.
But so, I mean,
enough.
do you, what?
I said old
What?
enough.
Marriage.
That's a total non sequitur. That's totally unrelated to the conversation.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Can you not like insert these non sequiturs that are totally
I'm trying my best, like,
unrelated to the
Let me push this back for a second so I could just
push what back?
this right here.
No, you got to pull it, bring
I
it
know,
back.
but
So
then
she
I
doesn't
won't
talk.
Then I won't talk. You can't hear me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
go.
So, but I imagine you're probably like the guys you're interested in are probably 18, 19, 20, 21. They're in college. I could be
What?
wrong. Maybe you prefer older men, but
Older man.
you know, 18, 19, 20-year-old guys probably, you know, you hear the broke college kid, you know, should they not be dating because they're broke?
It depends on what you mean by dating.
Also,
Taking them on dates, no. Not if it's
Or-
an expensive restaurant.
Also, do you feel that way towards people who have lower income, that they just shouldn't be
Feel what
allowed
way?
to
No.
go on
I never
dates?
not
said
what she
they're
said.
not allowed. I never said they're not allowed.
I don't know the exact framing, but it seemed like you shouldn't be going on dates if what?
If you are not financially ready to take a woman on a date,
How
How
much?
said the
how much
career
should
focus on your
if you're
career.
okay, if you're
Hold
a
on.
broke college student and then no, yes, you're not allowed. If you want to put it that way,
Wait, you're
then
not
Are you
allowed?
allowed?
Allowed,
yeah.
the way that you put it.
Well, you're a broke. Well, I don't know if you're broke, but you're a college
not broke.
student.
Wait, are you
Okay.
a virgin? I just have a question.
I'm literally just not even.
Okay, sorry.
How is that?
Because I was gonna say, guys want most of the time, and so it's like, why? It's like, I don't know. That's where I was taking this. I know you guys are all super traditional, but like, anyways,
Not
I was just
me,
asking.
apparently.
Okay, derailed. Cool. So,
Sorry. The college student being
Yeah.
having enough money to date. That line, that train.
go ahead. Continue with your.
Okay, broke college students should not be taking women on dates. Honestly, if you want to take me to the beach and you're broke, go ahead. That's a nice date, sure.
Exactly.
But like,
Would you be disappointed by that date?
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
It honestly, to me, like personally, like if you're a cool guy and you have a great personality, nothing else matters. Looks, I mean, I kind of need you to look good a little bit, or I can't. But if
physically
Yeah,
attractive.
that's just how I feel about it.
So, I mean, do you guys live in Miami? What
No,
part of Florida?
Orlando area.
Yeah.
Which area?
Orlando?
Oh,
Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah.
So, like, what would a first date look like? One that's paid. How much should a guy pay for that? For a first date?
For a first date,
Yeah.
it
If
depends
he's
on the
into-
guy.
Like on
Honestly.
me?
It depends
Yeah.
on
How
the
much?
guy.
How much do you think you should
Well,
pay for a first date?
I went on a first
It's like
date
Chick-fil-A.
to like
acceptable?
Chick-fil-A. Oh, like I don't know, like
Wow.
$6.
I would.
We're
that-
not
is-
12.
Is that an
I eat like a
acceptable?
pigeon. I don't know.
I forgot.
Is Chick-fil-A or Cheesecake Factory, is that
No,
acceptable?
if
That
you
is
wanna take me on a
acceptable.
date,
I would
we're
accept
not
it.
going
Hold
there.
on, no. Hold on. Stop. Go ahead.
No, it is not. If you want to take me on it, wait, Cheesecake Factory? They have everything.
Okay.
Why? It's the Lord's chicken.
Oh,
Chick-fil-A,
yeah.
I'll
Oh,
go there
yeah.
myself. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm curious. I have a question. You said, speaking to his ability to provide, paying on the first date. I'm curious to know if paying on a first date is what you use as a metric of his ability to be the breadwinner. How did y'all come to that conclusion? Because a guy can pay on the first date and ultimately not end up being the breadwinner. So why is that the metric that y'all use to determine if he's
Beaten Cheeks donated $100.
Yeah, thank you,
Traditional
Cheeks. Good to
woman
see you, man.
equals virgin, under 25, non-argumentative, modest, pretty without makeup and without plastic, not thirsting online. If you don't meet these requirements, you are not traditional at all.
Womp womp.
I don't know where the
Based.
25
wait, what?
Yeah,
number
thank
came
you,
from.
Cheeks.
Yeah.
Based, super based.
Thanks for the
Almost.
100.
I'm just
Appreciate it,
not
man.
20, under 25 anymore.
You had a question for
yeah.
her.
So that's what I was saying. Like, how is that the metric that y'all use to determine if a guy can be the breadwinner? Because also things might not work out. He just paid for the first date and y'all didn't progress into anything. And then on top of that, what if you get in a relationship with him and he loses a job or he faces a financially hard time?
That's why that's why it's through thickness and or through whatever. What is it? Richer and poor. Yeah, you just.
But what I'm saying is that gateway. You're saying I want a man to pay on the first date because I want a man to be the provider.
Yeah, to prove that he's the provider.
But like also
That doesn't
to
prove
assert
that doesn't
dominance.
prove that he's the provider.
alpha
That just
man.
proves that he's willing to pay for you on the first
That
date
does
because he
prove
Well,
likes
that
you.
if it's
Provider.
Cheesecake Factory,
He's providing
no.
me a full tummy and I don't have to pay for it. That's you providing. Provider.
but both
That
of
doesn't
you,
prove he's going to be a provider.
But
the
it's like
first
a
step.
it's
It's
like a
just the
sign.
first
It's like a
date.
sign.
I
It's the
get that,
symbol
but
of a
I get
provider.
that. But if
the
you're
first
saying
date.
that's what the gate, like that's the
That-
entryway to it, it could go all kinds of
It
ways
could,
after
but
that.
you're gonna stick it out if you're like in it. If you're like.
I really want to add here, both of you are taking a stance of, oh, we want the man to be the provider, right? But you're also both in college or university.
She's not in college.
No, I'm referring to you two.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yes, we are in
You're both
college.
in college and
Yeah.
university, or even you actually. Yeah, you have a well-paying job by the sounds of it. So you want your man to be a provider, but you're also expecting him to be a provider while not having the time to give him what would be there in return.
I didn't say
Trust fund
anything.
me.
I didn't say you did. I'm saying that you're going to school because you want to provide for yourself, yet you would be upset if a man took you to Chick-fil-A for a date.
No,
She would be happy.
I would.
But
To prove that they are going to be the provider, if that's what I'm like, you think I'm saying, if you take me to Chick-fil-A, that's not proving you're going to be a provider, right?
I mean, it could be
Yeah,
to
no,
some,
no,
depending
definitely
on your
not.
income.
No, I feel like anyone would agree.
though,
Definitely.
Why
Oh,
does
cheesecake.
done.
why does
Why-
provision
Fine,
have to
fine.
be?
DJ's best.
Why is provision exclusively financial?
What's
I think
provision?
from my perspective, I make more than my husband. I can say that he loves me. I'll be forgiven for that. It's
I
but
could ask you so many questions. I don't know. Go on.
he provides a lot more for me than just being that financial fortitude. He is salaried. I am commission only, so there's definitely stability in what he has to offer. But provisions means significantly more to me and my faith than can you pay the bills.
Yeah.
100%.
Right. I
Okay.
was gonna say that. That's why I said like I don't go on just dates, just random dates. So it's hard for me to like say it, but like yeah, it shows more not just financial, but when I see provide, it's like protection, be the leader of the home, things like that. So I see that it's more of like a mindset than a amount of money.
Exactly.
That was beautifully said.
Yes.
Thanks. Praise God.
Truly.
Praise
Praise him.
God.
I think as a woman though, like as her career, not me as a woman,
I
but
was like, what?
as a woman's career progresses, as she inevitably gets older and she's more capable of just providing for herself, certainly it occurs to me under those circumstances, aside from tradition, it occurs to me that she should also pay for herself on a date as her money increases. Because like for me, for example, if I'm dating a woman I'm 34, say she's also 34 and she's an attorney or whatever, she's, whatever she is, she makes 6 figures a year. And why am I going to pay for the first date?
She'll spoil you in other ways.
Why?
Okay. Probably for Christmas.
First of all,
why?
Okay.
You make 6 figures a year, you're an attorney. I'm not going to pay for the first date.
I think whoever asks should pay, and then on top of that, like it can flip flop like all the time. Like
you'll
take her
find
out,
a girl that
she
she'll
takes
pay.
you out.
Yeah, but how many
She'll take you on
first dates?
vacations.
How many first dates end up at the second date?
Wait, I
Be
know
honest.
so many girls.
How many first dates do you go on that
Every
don't go?
first date that I've ever been on has led to a second date.
Oh.
How many dates have you been on? You've been
3.
She's traditional AF. That's
okay. Please scoot your mic to the edge. Scoot it that way. That way. Yep. All right. Yeah.
Wait, does Culver's
Versus
count
like
as a date?
if I were
Does Culver's
dating
count
like
as
a
a date?
21-year-old.
Culver's? What is that?
You don't know what Culver's is?
No, what's that?
Oh my goodness.
It's like Good Times.
It's like
only
In
it's
and
way
Out.
overrated.
Here,
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna read a couple chats here. We have Shannon.